How's it going there, folks? I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and every time I review a pair of headphones and give it a less than stellar rating, there's always someone who says, okay, you dick, if you don't like these, then what do you like? What's good enough for you, that snazzy iPhone guy? And so I'm here to show you my portable audio rig. Now, I also have a desktop rig that I use while I'm at home for the highest fidelity audio, but when I'm out and about, which is most of the day, I use one of these two rigs. Now, this rig is in its own class, and this rig is in its own class. Now, I choose the rig based on the type of music I want to listen to. If I'm feeling adventurous, I have a new band that I want to try out, I listen to my iPhone or my Galaxy Note. Now, if I have a band that I love, that I've loved for a long time, and I have it on my Zune HD, I always choose my Zune HD. Yes, I have a Zune. I love my Zune. In fact, my Zune probably gets more use than any other piece of electronic I have, except for probably the Galaxy Note and my MacBook Pro. Yes, that includes my iPhone 4S. So why is the Zune HD used so often? What's so great about it? Really, there's very few things that are really great about the Zune HD. However, one of the good things is audio quality, and it is fantastic. Now, my music selection on my Zune HD is not bountiful. I only have about 750 songs, and even though this is a 16 gigabyte capacity, I get the question all the time, well, why so few songs for such a high quality audio player? And the reason is because the audio files on here are extremely large. They're WAV files that are almost uncompressed, making them about 50 to 60 megabytes apiece. So what is it about this audio player that makes it so fantastic, and why would I want such a high quality audio file on a mobile device? That's a great question. And the main reason is the audio jack on the Zune HD is far better than any other devices on the market. Now, there are companies like Hi-Fi Man that make portable audio players made for audiophiles, but the Zune HD is really the last and the latest and the greatest consumer electronic device with really, really good audio output. Every device has a headphone amplifier inside of them. And the amplifier inside the Zune HD is really, really good. And so not only does this put out really clean, really fresh, non-distorted, non-hissy noises, but it also puts out enough power to power and drive a lot of heavier headphones like the audio-technica AT-HM50 and even the Hi-Fi Man HE300s. So when I'm looking for music that I know I already have, I always take my Zune HD because the quality is simply better. Now, when I'm feeling adventurous and I want a new style of audio, I almost always go with my iPhone or my Galaxy Note, and that is because of Mog. Now, I get a ton of questions about Mog saying, okay, what's the difference between Spotify and Mog, or Audio and Mog, or really any other streaming service in Mog? And the difference is very, very little. In fact, Mog probably has a worse UI and this weird playlist queue view, which is really weird. There's no library. I really don't like the way Mog is laid out, but the reason I use Mog is because Mog streams in 320 kilobits per second, while Spotify and Audio only stream at 128 to 256. So that's the reason I use Mog. The audio quality is much better out of Mog, and even though Mog's UI is kind of bulky and kind of ugly, it's just a much better listening experience. Now, those are the devices that I use, but that's only just part of it. What's next? The headphone amplifier. Now, I have two headphone amplifiers I've been switching off of lately. You guys all know that I have and love the FIO E7, although the E7 has been seeing a lot less action lately ever since I got the Digizoid Zo. Now, there's a couple of reasons I use this over this. Now, for those of you really quickly that don't know what a headphone amplifier is, it's basically a power source for your headphones. It takes the source out of your iPhone or your Zune or your iPod, it cleans it up a little bit, gets rid of the distortion, gets rid of the fuzziness and the hissiness, and it gives a lot of power from an internal battery to power headphones that are a little bit more power hungry, giving you a better quality audio. So the reason I use the Digizoid Zo a lot more recently is because, well, look at the size. There's no comparison to how much thinner and how much smaller the Digizoid Zo is compared to the FIO E7, which is almost the size of the iPhone. The other reason is the Zo provides a lot more customization and equalization options. The FIO E7 is really nice because it puts out some seriously good quality audio and it drives a lot of headphones very, very well. When I have an over-the-pair pair of headphones that are a little bit power-hungry, like the Stanton Pro DJ100s, or like the Koss Pro DJ100s, or like the Hi-Fi Man 300, the list goes on and on and on. I usually use the FIO E7 because it powers heavier headphones a little bit better. However, when I'm using in-ear headphones, which is almost always what I use in my portable rig, I use the Digizoid Zo because it has a lot of equalization features, allowing you to tune the audio to exactly how you want it. A lot of bass, no bass, great mids, good semblance, good imaging. It's really, really cool, and it has a very, very nice backtrack. It's really black. When there's no sound being heard, it's just almost surreal. It's like you're there. Soundstage is excellent on this. I love this thing, and you'll be seeing a review on it very, very shortly. So I've chosen my device. I've chosen my headphone amplifier. Last but certainly not least is the headphones. Now, like I stated earlier, I don't use over-the-ear headphones often in my portable rig. I mostly use them for traveling. However, when I do use them, I most often go with the audio-technica AT-HM50s. They're cheap. I don't care if I lose them. Well, I care if I lose them, but I'm less distraught if I lose these in comparison to some of the other headphones I have. They put out great sound quality. They're really light. They fold up nicely. And last but certainly not least, they're very efficient. They can be run off of a device with just a headphone amplifier. They don't need a beastly amp in order to operate well. And so this is almost what I use in every circumstance. If I don't use these, I use, believe it or not, the Fanny Wang DJ 2001. And the reason I use these is because these headphones have their own headphone amplifier. So if I only have an iPhone or if I only have a Zune, I use these because I don't need to worry about bringing a Zo or a FIO E7 because these run pretty efficiently and put out some decent quality audio, not to mention, as we all know, they are very, very durable. Now, most of the time I use my in-ear headphones, and I'm going to show you those right now. Now, the first pair, which I always used to use, and they're seeing less and less action every day, is my custom molded Sleek Audio CT7. Now, if you don't already know the price on these, sit down. They're $700. Okay, so these are not going to be practical for most. However, the audio quality on these is top notch. The reason I'm using them less and less is I found a lot of headphones that are a lot more fun to listen to. These are still my most accurate in-ear headphones. They're the most comfortable, but I don't use them often because A, I'm afraid to lose them, and B, the listening experience is not quite as fun as I can get out of the other two headphones I'm going to show you. This is what I always used to carry around with me, and again, I'm using them less and less. It's the very ugly but very, very nice sounding Futuresonics Atrio M5. These are $199 US. And they put out some stellar sound. They're a little bit bass heavy, I'll admit, but they are excellent for almost every type of genre except for classical and a little bit of jazz. But other than that, for rock, for pop, for rap and hip hop especially, and dubstep and electronica, these are absolutely fantastic, but they're ugly as sin, and I don't really like the form fit, so I've been using these less and less as well, ever since I got these on Tuesday at CES. Now, the website for these is ridiculous. It looks like a total marketing gimmick, but I'm going to be reviewing these soon, and I have to say they're probably the most impressive $130 headphones I've ever used, and those are the Clarity One C1. Now, the sound quality on these is fantastic. The build quality is fantastic with an aluminum enclosure, and the fit is fantastic. There's a lot of bass, but all at the same time, they're almost a little bit treble heavy. They're really, really fun to listen to. They're very exaggerated, not true to the track, not something you'd want to use for reference headphones, but they are a great joy to listen to, and I've loved using them. The Clarity One C1s, along with the Digizoid Zo and the Zune HD, is what I most often listen to, and what I find myself enjoying most. Let me know what your portable audio rig is. Do you even have one? Do you want to have one? Let me know what you think of mine, and as always, stay snazzy. Thanks for watching.